They have a Science of Generosity initiative at Notre Dame. It's headed up by a sociologist named Christian Smith. And they look at every sort of observable lens to see how generosity impacts people who are generous. And he writes, he says, that generosity, the fact that we flourish when we are generous, it's not just a moral teaching, it's not just a religious teaching. He says it's a sociological fact. We flourish when we give. Yes, obviously Jesus was onto something.
One of the things I love about Mark is the simplicity with which he presents. And I will never forget his 3-jar story when he got his paper route. And he came home and Mom had the 3 jars on the counter, and she said, that dollar, 10 cents, that goes to God. And the next jar is at 10 cents, that's your savings, that's for future, that's for other things. And the 80 cents, that's yours. And Mark said, because of that, I grew up with, woohoo, I get to keep 80 cents. The simplicity of that story resounds if you think about it, because it's about deliberate intent. It's about just understanding this is not an optional, this isn't something to feel like this about. Sure. This is what I'm supposed to do.
That is a part of your life that if you keep that separate from your church, the money part of your life, you keep that separate, then that creates one of those barriers between you and having that true connection to the church body and connection to Christ, and be able to further your relationship with Christ, and to not just be a consumer of your church, but to participate in that.
For us, if we believe that everything that we see, everything that we come in contact with each other was created by and is owned by God, then everything that we have was given to us by Him to use for His purposes, not only just to take care of the responsibilities that we have. And it's a response to that goodness. It's my dependence to that goodness. It's to say, thank you for what you've given to me. By the way, it's all yours anyway.
To further this mission is, like you said, the material things aren't going to stick around. So if we can do more to further what GCC is doing in my life and others, so be it.
I would say just start somewhere. I fought with God for a long time before I decided to tithe, and with my wife. And once we were in, and we decided to tithe, and I literally would go through when we were first married, I literally would go through our budget and run all the numbers, run all the spreadsheets, and the bottom line was red. And somehow all the bills got paid, and because we never wavered from our tithing. And over time, I can sit here and tell you dozens of stories about how God has blessed us, and we've had some amazing leaders then started teaching me about, you tithe, and like challenge yourself. So every year increase your offering by 1%. And once my wife saw how giving had changed my heart, and it totally changed my personality, because I used to be like a conspiracy theorist, like everybody's out to get me. And then once my heart turned to generosity, then I almost went the other way, and then my wife kind of has to reel me in sometimes. Hey, Bruno, come on. So I would just challenge that person, just start giving and see what God will do.
We talk about our kids and modeling this generosity for them, and living in a family that's giving. My son got a job when he was 15 last summer at Blueberry Ranch. You guys know that place in town. It's his first job, and he gets his first check. It's like $67, and my first response is, "Hey, buddy, you got your first check. What are you going to do with that?" And his immediate answer was, "Well, first we'll give to the church, then we'll, I'll figure out what I want to do there." But the impact on our kids. Yeah. You had said that even when I didn't even realize he was watching that, and he had learned that, and that became a part of who he is and how he gives, and that he learned that here.